Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Ashley and I'm here today to talk to you about how to be a more confident person. Now, this is not going to be a glow up kind of video that Instagram trends a lot nowadays about how to be physically more attractive to feel more confident. This is about the internal work that takes place to be a more confident person. Now, to begin with, I think we need to differentiate between what is confidence and what is arrogance. Arrogance to me is somebody who thinks they're better than other people, and in itself there's a comparison taking place here, right? Whereas confidence is not comparing yourself to anybody in the first place because you're that secure in who you are. Confidence is also not something that you're born with or you wake up with every morning and you have this confidence 24/7 in all aspects of your life. That's not the case. It takes work, it takes effort. It's a constant believing in yourself, even on the days that you're not feeling very good or very secure. And it's not something that you can just do from one day to the next and have that for a lifetime. So we need to put in the work. Obviously, we've just said that confidence is not comparing yourself to other people. So let's start there. For some of you who are still in that mental headspace of comparing yourself to other people, what I'm about to say next might come as a bit of a harsh truth. But for those who are confident already, you'll notice that this is actually a really beautiful thing. And that's that you're always going to be you no matter what you do. Now that is special in itself, because that's what individuality in itself means, that there's only one of you. There's always and forever only going to be one of you. Not in the past, not in this present moment, not in the future is there ever going to be a second one of you. So why are you trying to copy somebody else's life or aspire to be them or constantly wishing to be somebody else when you're you? It's not about you not being able to be somebody else, it's that nobody can be you. So make that into your special thing and work with what you have. You don't have to be content, satisfied or happy with where you are in your current state of mind or in your current state of life, but you need to acknowledge it and work from there and do these little steps and habits and evolve from that point to get to your higher self. And visualize that. What does your higher self look like? What is the best version of you, and how are we going to get there? How are we going to evolve the habits and the lifestyle to get to that next phase of life? I'm not saying you shouldn't have role models. I'm just saying that you shouldn't want to be that person. You should draw your motivation, inspiration from them so that you're encouraged and you want to be the best version of yourself as well, but you're never going to be that person. So use what you can get from them to work on yourself. Now, how I developed some of these skills, like habits and investing in myself, was by going out of my comfort zone repeatedly. Now, this isn't always a fun experience. The more that you do that, the more your comfort zone broadens, right? And your comfort zone becomes bigger, so you're going to have to do more things out of the side of that to grow and evolve into that next phase of life. And what you're going to realize is that every time you do that and you're successful at it, you're going to feel more confident, and you're not going to be looking for validation somewhere else. You'll be validating yourself, and that's something that's really important. And no amount of compliments from somebody else is going to give you that feeling of validation unless it comes from within you. And you can do that by having those small successes. And these examples can be anything. They can be from downloading an app where you meet people and just talk to them online until you gain some confidence in how to have more social skills perhaps, or they can be to hold more presentations at work and ask your senior colleagues to give you projects and to work with you to make yourself a more confident person holding speeches. They can be doing a new hobby. I myself have started a new hobby last year that I would never have said I would do 2 years ago, but I forced myself to do it, and for me that's climbing, or as my friends would say, bouldering. And honestly, it's terrifying. It's just as terrifying now as it was a year ago, but I push myself and I feel more confident for doing that. And the side effects of that is that I've become stronger and fitter as well, which gives me even more confidence. So you see, there's a snowball effect in what you can do if you put yourself out of your comfort zone just a little bit. You might be wondering, yeah, how do I feel that I can do these things? Well, we've all been successful at one thing at some point in our life, no matter how small or meaningless it might be to somebody else, because that doesn't matter. Think about everything that you've been through and what you've achieved. And when you do that, think about what it was. What were the obstacles? How did you overcome it? How did it make you feel? And translate that to your current obstacle that you're trying to overcome. And you'll notice that your confidence just grows naturally from that. Now, let's talk about a fake it till you make it technique. Now, for me, that's body language and everything that comes with it before you even open your mouth. Now, body language for me includes posture. Whether you're sitting, standing, or walking, you've got to think tall, you've got to think strong and confident. Another thing I want to say about posture is that you need to be practicing this in front of the mirror and/or film it. I can really recommend filming it because you'll be able to rewind, pause it, look back on it, and really see how you come across to yourself and therefore how you'll come across to other people. Now, the second thing I would talk about is eye contact. Hold the eye contact and most importantly, smile. A smile goes such a long way in showing how confident you are to others. What naturally leads on from this perhaps is to be kind. Now, this might sound like a bit of a strange thing to put in connection with confidence, but honestly, confident people are kind people. They give kindness to others, they support others, they are generous with their time, they are helpful with their advice. They don't keep all these things for themselves. They want to lift other people up because it doesn't take away from themselves or their own success or their own confidence to do so. Now, people who look down on you or make you feel bad, and we've all had those scenarios, they are inherently not confident people, because people who do that clearly have the time of day to even make you feel that way. And confident people just do not. They do not take the time out of their day to be unkind to people or pull other people down. So practice kindness towards other people in general, but also to improve your own self-confidence, because kindness also comes back tenfold, and that will make you a more confident person because you're going to attract more positivity into your life by giving positivity. Now, having talked about kindness to others, how kind are you to yourself? And be honest here. Are you thinking negative thoughts or saying things about yourself that aren't very nice in the mirror or in your head? When you think about yourself, your personal qualities, your achievements, are you being kind to yourself? Would you say those kind of things to your best friend or not? And I think the answer is probably not. At least I hope not. Otherwise, you might not have that many friends at the end of the day. But truth be told, you are going to be with you your whole life. Whether best friends come or go, or your work environment changes, or whatever else are external factors around you, you are going to be with you your whole life. And you want to make sure that you are your own best friend. And that starts by how you think about yourself and how you treat yourself. And I want you to do that in the mirror. I want you to do that when you're thinking about your next achievement that you want to do, about past achievements. I also want you to think about that when somebody gives you a compliment. Just say thank you and accept the compliment. You can happily return a compliment, but you don't need to downplay a compliment. Now, let's think about by whose standards are we living? Now, I think there are roughly 7 billion people on this earth, probably more by now. And if we were to listen to all these opinions, which are going to be completely conflicting opinions, of course, we're going to drive ourselves insane. We drive ourselves insane by thinking about the few people's opinions that are already in our lives, and half of them don't matter. They are not people that matter to you, and they shouldn't influence your actions or your thoughts about yourselves, right? So by whose standards of life are you living? And I really hope they're your own standards, because otherwise you're going to be on this hamster wheel chasing these expectations of somebody else. And that's not fair on you. You don't want to be looking back in 50, 60 years from now and be wondering why you're not feeling content inside, because you're constantly looking for that next best thing, somebody else's validation, somebody else's standards that aren't your own. So make sure you're pleasing yourself, because you're never going to please everybody anyway. And that does take some time to learn. Lastly, I just want to normalize that self-doubt is okay. Like I said at the beginning, you're not going to feel confident 24/7 in every sphere of life. It takes commitment to creating those habits and those thought processes to be more confident and to get that self-validation. At the end of the day, we are human, but we are much stronger and more resilient and far more capable than we give ourselves credit for. So I really hope that this has helped you somewhat, and that perhaps you've learned a thing or two that you're going to put into practice. I will definitely speak to you again soon, but before I forget, which I do because I'm a new YouTuber, make sure to subscribe, like, leave me a comment, either on how you like the video so that I can have some feedback on that, how to improve as well, or what you'd like to see in the next video. I'm definitely open for some ideas from you. So thank you so much for watching and see you soon. Bye!